Okay. So all across the United States, judges are finding that felon possession of firearm is unconstitutional under the Second Amendment, hence the Bruin decision. So we have another one, ladies and gentlemen. We're in May 2024, approaching June. Louisville, Kentucky. We got another judge. This is a state. A lot of the ones we've been doing were federal. This was a state case. So state case, Louisville, Kentucky. Judge Melissa Bellows, Miss Judge Miss Judge Melissa Bellows has ruled that possession of firearm by a convicted felon under the Second Amendment is unconstitutional. That charge, that statute, unconstitutional under the Second Amendment is what she has ruled. Hence the Bruin decision. So if you don't know, the Bruin decision came out a couple years ago, and it told everyone, hey, you have to look at the context, the historical context of when the Constitution was instituted in order to determine whether, for instance, Second Amendment rights, whether those apply to someone. So, of course, when back in the day, that's 150 years ago, cowboys got out of prison, they got their gun, in fact, they got out of jail, they got their gun. Nobody even thought about it. So, to me, it's a simple put case. Of course, when the Constitution was instituted, nobody was trying to take guns from convicted felons. Um, and it's a slippery slope when it comes to this, if I've spoken on before, because you may say, hey, you're a convicted felon, I don't care about you, you don't need to have a gun. And, perhaps you're right, with your opinion. Now, you're wrong when it comes to the Second Amendment. Second Amendment doesn't say that. If you wanted to say that, that's fine. You think it's dangerous, we're too dangerous for society, fine. I disagree with you. A person who got into a fist fight at 19 can be banned from having that gun, would be. That's a felony. They got to come, a battery, felony. Now they're banned from carrying a gun for the rest of their life. I would tell you that's not correct. But it don't matter what we think. The law, the Constitution says we the people have the right to our Second Amendment rights, our guns, and convicted felons are part of the people. They did not get excluded. But what I would say to you today, to the people who say, oh, I don't care about convicted felons, I would say to you today, maybe it's me today and convicted felons. But in the past, it was black people. They didn't, and that's how they got around that. Black people at some point weren't even considered human, and that's how they got around it. They didn't get the rights. So what I say that to say this: if it's convicted felons today who can't have their Second Amendment, maybe tomorrow it's Muslims who can't have their right to practice religion because it's gotten too violent and too many, Muslims and Christians, too much violence. And so I'm just telling you today, you may not care about me today or convicted felons, but if you let the slippery slope or you let it start and you don't stand up, maybe today it's me, maybe tomorrow it's you in Christianity and the Muslim religion, or again, the Christianity religion. You see where I'm going? It's a slippery slope. Government, I've learned if I've gotten older, government, people in power can seem to abuse it. And I think that's why the people who wrote the Constitution knew this, and they wanted a well-regulated militia, and they gave rights to the citizens and we the people to keep their guns. So that's it for that. Comment, hit that thumbs up button. We need to push this out to as many people as possible. This thing is really resonating right now. We got all type of cases pending. We got Rahimi coming out in the United States Supreme Court, who could give us a big decision on this. And of course, if it comes from the United States Supreme Court, it's going to be the law of the land. I'm not going to hold you today. If you are in prison now, if you're in any type of prison now where you're still at the trial level, you haven't went to court, do not let your lawyer, make sure your lawyer files that the 922G is unconstitutional per the Second Amendment. Don't let them get on and tell you, oh, it ain't been. Do not go to court and you've not filed that motion, because then you're going to have a headache trying to get back. File that motion, put in a motion to dismiss. Make sure your lawyer does, or you do it pursuant to Second Amendment, that the felon possession of firearm is unconstitutional. Again, we're thanking Melissa Bellows. She's in Kentucky, Louisville, Kentucky. If you can find it, it would be really awesome if you looked up her address and sent just a piece of mail, just say thank you in black magic marker. And if everybody do that, we really need to thank her. She even went on to outline how she felt it was just disarming minorities. I didn't even go there. I don't have time for that in that videos. But again, we're shouting out Melissa Bellows. Thank you for doing what the law said. Not just helping us, but doing what the law said. Anyways, subscribe, thumbs up, comment, Holla at your boy. We'll see you on the next one.